Greetings. Welcome back to Ham Radio Test and Review. My name is Dave. My call sign is N8BAV, and I live in Flagstaff, Arizona. My motto for my channel is one test is worth 1,000 expert opinions. Now, I've stated many times before in the past that I will not accept manufacturer's products from the manufacturer or even from a reseller or a retailer um, in exchange for a favorable review. I don't give favorable reviews unless they're deserved of that. So what I have, my motto, or I mean my rules are, is that I only will accept manufacturers' products if they ask for an honest and a fair review. So I am very proud to announce today that one manufacturer did approach me and offered to send me one of their products in exchange for a fair and honest review. And I accepted. I thought that it was very generous of them to want to send me one of their products, and I'm very happy to give it a fair and honest review. That product is Reds Engineering FieldLink Edge product. Now this is a repeater box. I'm going to come all the way over here. And this is a Simplex repeater, one of the Red's SRPT-03 repeaters, built into the box, all right? So you don't have a separate repeater in there. The repeater is built in with the box. All you do is add your radio. In this case, it's laser cut for a UV-5R radio. However, I've been able to fit other radios into it, such as the Quansheng's UV-K5 and the UV-K6, and one or two other radios will sort of fit in there. It has some features that that you might like about the box. I know that my other box, the one that I bought with my own funds, is the FieldLink Extreme Upgrade box. Now that box is similar to this. And you have to add your own radio, but you also have to have your own repeater. So this one comes with the repeater built in. So far, looking at this box, it's the same as the external part of the box is the same as the FieldLink Extreme. It's extremely high quality, very thick, and very well made and tough. This thing is very heavy and very tough. You wouldn't believe how heavy this thing actually is. So this is the type of box that you would do quite a few different things with. You might want to hang it from a tree and with your radio in it. And with that, you could then haul it up 20, 25, 30 feet in the air and be able to use it to extend the range of your GMRS or ham radio or amateur radio frequency HTs. This is pretty good. I mean, actually, it's something that you can do. I've actually done it. I've actually been able to get out quite a few miles with the Reds repeater and using my base station antenna. Of course, this will be a little bit different. You put your HT antenna attached to this SMA female connector here that goes through the box. And after you have it hanging up in the air, you'll be able to get out and see how far you can actually get. I have actually used my other box with just an HT antenna and taken my HT out to my usual park around 2 miles to 2.5 miles, and was able to talk back and forth between the box and my HT, both with having HT antennas. So with the absolute minimum, you'd be able to extend your range at least 2.5 miles. Now, on this particular box, I'm going to be testing it out to 2.6 to 3 miles, and we'll see how that gets out. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I don't know, because again, I don't try to pre-test and see how things work and then adjust my testing to how things work. I don't do that. I don't do it that way. So I have my ways of testing. If they pass, they pass. If they don't, they don't. So we'll see how this actually works out. Unfortunately, I'm physically not capable of being able to haul things up into a tree at this point. But I do live very high up at the near the base of Mount Eldon here in Flagstaff, and that puts me up about 7,300 feet. And Flagstaff below me is between 7,000 and 7,100 feet. So I'm a couple hundred feet up, higher than the rest of the town. So hopefully that'll offer me a little bit of an advantage, and I can, instead of hauling this up into a tree, I can just leave it out on my back patio here and let it do its thing. So well, I'll be doing some of that testing, and but the next time you see me, I'm kind of doing unboxing videos, so you can see all the accessories that are included with it, and you can also take a good look at the quality of this product. So I'll be back in just a minute. Alrighty, I'm back, and I have the specifications for the FieldLink Edge repeater box from Red's Engineering. All right, this is the repeater model that comes built in to the FieldLink Edge repeater box, is the Red's Engineering SRPT-03. That's the one with the 45-second memory, so you can record up to a 45-second message. And that's the bigger of the two repeaters that they make. The compatibility with this box is for the UV-5R, the Baofeng UV-5R, 5G, 5GM, 5RH. Well, don't count me on the 5RH. It's for the UVS9 Plus and also other similar size radios. Now I can tell you that the Quansheng UVK5 and UVK6 also fit into the box with a little persuasion. In other words, you might have to force it in a little bit, or you might have to do a little cutting or whatever, or maybe just not push it in all the way and just let the little Velcro strap keep it in place. However, that means because the repeater actually takes up the space that is normally where the extended battery for the UV-5R would go, which is below the radio, the repeater takes up that space. So you cannot use the standard traditional extended battery for the UV-5R. With that said, there is a brand new, at least new as far as I can tell, battery for the UV-5R, and its extended life. It's the same milliamp size as the standard extended UV-5R batteries, but it doesn't extend below the radio. It actually extends out towards the back of the radio, meaning that you can still use your standard UV-5R with an extended battery in the FieldLink Edge box. You'll just have to purchase those particular batteries, and I'll leave an affiliate link in the description below for that. The battery in the repeater is a 1,000 milliamp high efficiency lithium-ion battery. That makes the repeater last an incredibly long time. I just recently did a test. I started it without the battery being fully charged, and it lasted 4 days on me. So that's pretty darn good. The case is clear plastic polycarbonate. It's precision cut with a foam insert. It has a rubber gasket, and it is IP67 rated for dustproof and resistant to water. I haven't tested that myself, but I do believe that the rating is correct. The case comes with 2 keys, so you can lock the case, so you can leave it up in a tree and not worry about somebody coming along and trying to steal your radio out of it. The dimensions of the box is 10 inches long by 8 inches wide by 4 inches high. The weight with the battery and the radio is 2.8 pounds, which is quite a bit. It's actually a fairly heavy rig. You know it's really good quality. It's built like a tank. That thing is just really, really well built, well designed, and well engineered, and just constructed about as good as anything that you could imagine. The antenna connector on the box is SMA female now, so make sure you understand that. Your Baofengs all have SMA males, which means all your antennas all have SMA female connectors, so it won't directly connect to this box without an adapter, or you'll have to buy an antenna with an SMA male connector on the end. It does come with many types of connectors and cables as needed. I'm not sure if it comes with an adapter for putting an SMA female connector antenna on it. I'll let you know when I do the unboxing video, which is coming up next. Power output for the box is really dependent on the radio that you put in. All of my UV-5Rs are 8-watt radios, or at least stated 8 watts. They only put out about 6 to 7 watts. So you can imagine, it's really not much better than a 5-watt radio, but still, you'll take anything you can get, I'm sure. Range, it's stated on the website that it's up to 25 miles, but that would be really pushing it. From an HT antenna to an HT antenna, you'd really have to have some great height on the box, like stringing it up in a tree. I would actually going to try that someday, but right now I have a physical liability, and I am very incapable at this point of throwing anything to get a line up into a tree, or even pulling up anything. I'm not supposed to lift more than 1 pound. So that is about the weight of a UV-5R with an extended battery on it. So anyway, one of these days I will get around to putting one up in a tree and seeing how far I can get. With that said, when I do my testing, I am way up in the hills in Flagstaff. I'm up high above the city, but a good part of it. Now we have lots of objects to block the signal. You know, we've got highways, freeways, bridges, trees, and houses, and other outbuildings, other sorts of things. So I'll do the best I can with it. I'll put it up as high as I can, and I'll be doing some testing. We'll see how far I can get. You know, I'll be using my mobile rig, plus I'll be using an HT. I've decided to use another UV-5R 8-watt with the same exact antenna. I'll be using 2 signal sticks for the test on this, so it'll be interesting to see how far we can get. There's supposed to be a couple of quick connect brackets that are available on the website. I haven't seen them. They may be available by the time this video drops. To mount this box, you have a couple of different methods. You have some slots cut in the top and bottom, so you can use some strapping material if you want. You can also run paracord through it, and then also there's also a hole cut in one of the ribs on the box, so you can also put a small diameter rope or paracord through that and hike it up into a tree. Just the last thing they advertise on the website is that it is handcrafted in New Hampshire. So, it is, as much as they can source in the United States, they do. I'm sure they can't source everything in the United States, but this company is doing everything they can to source everything in the United States. So, and it is put together here in the United States. So give them a little bit of credit for that. All right. Anyway, next time you see me, I will be doing an unboxing video for this. Thank you. Okay, I'm back, and we're going to do the unboxing video. You open the box like this, and we've got here the little Velcro straps that hold the radio in, and we have a piece of foam. Here are the 2 keys that come with the box to lock it up. Here's some connectors for, looks like I got a 90-degree male to male, 90-degree male to female, and a female to female adapter in here, plus a little wrench to tighten everything up. That's great. Also, a USB-A to USB-C charging cable. Here is the cable for connecting your antenna to your UV-5R, and here's the K connector that also connects to the UV-5R. Now, this is the FieldLink Edge with the SRPT-03 repeater in it. The repeater is built in. It's in this area right here. And as you can see, we have lights for letting you know when it's charging. There's lights to let you know when it's transmitting. There's another one that lets you know that it's playing. Another one for recording, and another one for power. So the power on, power off. There is a button for power, a button for setup, and a plug for charging, and a reset button. You'll need a special wire or something to stick down in there, and you actually get it in this little package here, the little wire with the little loop there. That wire is in there, so you hit that and it resets. It does a hard reset on the repeater. So let's try turning it on. This is the power button here. Oh, and not enough power on there. All right. Oh, well, I'll have to charge it up before I use it. The other thing that we have, this button here, is the setup button. Setup is very interesting on this repeater. You push that button, and then the light comes on. And what happens is that it sends out a Wi-Fi signal. And so you put your phone near it, and you go to your Wi-Fi setup, and you'll see the SRPT-03 repeater is actually there in your list. And so you click on that, and then you'll get like a little page with all the different settings that you can change in and for the repeater. So it's a really cool way of doing it, and it works really, really well. It's very solid. I've tried it many, many times. All right, so also we get these little Velcro straps right here, so you can keep the radio in place. So that's about it for the unboxing video. Since I can't power it up yet, I will get it charged up before I use it, and we'll see how things work when I come back. I'll have a UV-5R to stick in there, and a signal stick antenna, and everything else get ready, and I'll show you how it all gets set up. All right, be right back. All right, back again. I apologize to you. There is something that I completely and totally forgot, and that is when you first get your repeater, you have to press the reset button. So as you can see, there's a hole here where it says reset. So it comes with this little tool, and you stick it down in the hole and you press reset, and the repeater comes on and everything is working good. So I've charged it up completely, and it's ready to go. So first thing we need to do is we need to set up our UV-5R. Here's our UV-5R and all of our little connectors and adapters and our little wrench. So the first thing what we need to do is to screw in the, screw in the female to female adapter. See? Female to female. And with that, we screw in the 90-degree elbow with the female and male. I like to make that hand tight. Then we can use our little wrench here. There we go. All right, so I like to have it point down just a little bit. I don't like it to point straight across. I like to point down just a little bit. As you can see, I have the extended life battery that doesn't stick below the radio. It sticks out past the back of the radio. These, again, are available on Amazon, and I will leave a link, an affiliate link, in the description of the video for those batteries. And by the way, they do work really well. So first thing that I do is I always put, I hate this little Velcro thing, it always gets in my way. I always put the K connector separate from the antenna connector, and I put the antenna connector on first. And when they're brand new like this, they never cooperate. There we go. All right, and this is a little plastic wrench. Can't over tighten it because the wrench will slip right off because it's designed to do that. Then what I do is I slip the radio in like this. Open up the, as you can see, I've never done this with this particular radio before. All right, I open that up the hatch, put the K connector in, push it down extra tight. See how it snapped in at the last second there? All right, now I put the radio in. put the antenna wire underneath the K connector. So everything fits in there nice and neat, as you can see. And I like to push this down as much as possible, but it's okay if it touches up here. So now everything is connected, all right? And the next thing I like to do, if I'm going to run a HT antenna on here, because sometimes I have run my, my base station antenna on this. Is I set this up, tighten it up. Okay, I got as tight as it's going to go. One more turn. There we go. Then I put my adapter on there to convert the SMA male to BNC. So I can put signal stick or any other BNC antenna on there. Then after I've got everything done, I set the little Velcro straps right there as tight as I can. And before I close it up, you got to turn everything on. So first thing I'm going to do is turn on the radio, set it to between 1/2 and 3/4 volume. Oh, I haven't configured it yet. All right, I'll do that. And I turn the power on the repeater, double check and make sure everything is copacetic. It's not doing anything weird, because these things can do some really weird things. So it's ready to close up and use, except for the fact I need to program the correct frequencies into the repeater, or into the UV-5R. So when we come back, I'll have it all programmed up and we can start playing with it and working with it. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I have 3 UV-5Rs. One of them is brand new. Never really touched it, except to just put a battery on it, turn it on, make sure it worked. And my other 2 are programmed for all the things that I do with them, and I never did program this one, so I had to program it. I do apologize for that. And also, too, I was going to use my signal stick, but all of a sudden I have a need for my signal stick. So I've had to put it on something else for a particular use. And so I've replaced the signal stick with an Abri AR771 antenna. It's not a bad antenna. It's not as good as a signal stick, but whatever. All right, so I'll put an Abri on another UV-5R, and I will take this out and test it. Before we do, just before I close it up, I want to make sure it works. WSBX 662, testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
WSBX 662, testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, we hear that it works, see that it works, and so I am now going to take it out into my backyard, out on my deck, set it up on the railing or on my patio furniture, wherever the shade is, so it doesn't get too hot. And I am going to go out into the field and do some HT to HT testing. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, here's the box in its entirety, sitting on top of my patio furniture, overlooking everything. So let's see. Let me get out. Right, I'm out at my favorite park, which is called Fox Glen Park in Flagstaff, Arizona. This is where I like to test my HT antennas, because only the best antennas can get back and forth from this park. This is about a little over 2.5 miles, about, I'd say right about 2.8 miles. I usually say between 2.6 and 3.0, but I'm at about the farthest part of this park, so I'm thinking it's closer to 3. I'll just call it 2.8, 2.9, whatever. It's pretty close to 3. And I have the FieldLink Extreme box set up on my patio. and it's got an Abri AR771 antenna. And I have another UV-5R, same exact UV-5R that's in the FieldLink Extreme Edge box that I'm testing. And we'll see if we can get out here. I don't know if we can or not. Let's see. WSBX662, testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
WSBX662, testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow. I really didn't expect that to work. So we're going from compromised antenna to compromised antenna using UV-5Rs back and forth. Just about 3 miles, almost 3 miles, I'm thinking. Anyway, that's pretty darn good. I mean, I've got forest and trees and any other obstructions, maybe a house or two in between. So I'm telling you, I think that's an excellent result, even with all that static. So you can extend the range of your UV-5Rs on GMRS frequencies, and this is on GMRS channel 20, by the way, with a repeater. With a repeater in a box that also uses a UV-5R with an Abri AR771 antenna. So if it's 3 miles from here to there, which I believe it's very close, if not exact, you will be able to extend your range just about 6 miles. That's pretty darn good. I think that's terrific, actually. So, all right, before I get to my final thoughts on this FieldLink Edge repeater box, I wanted to show you how easy and how quickly you can configure this particular repeater, which is a lot different than some of the other repeaters on the market. So basically what you do is you turn the power on, and then you click Setup. Now in the setup, what it does is it transmits on Wi-Fi. And so I'm going to put you over to my little iPad, and we're going to take a look. And so we'll connect into the repeater, and I'll show you all the different configurations that you can do. Be right back. All right, I'm back. I use my iPad for configuring the repeater. So what I do is I click on Settings, and then I come down here to Wi-Fi. And I look, and now you see the SRPT-03 right there is in my list. So I click that, and boom, Reds Engineering SRPT-03. And as you can see, here we have our configuration. This is shows our IP address from the router. I'm sorry, this is the soft AP IP address. I take that back, I'm sorry. And this is the AP MAC address, serial number, the chip ID, and the CPU frequency. All right, and then we can come over here and click Configure. And as you can see, we get a list of all the things that we can configure here. We do have the Enable Station ID. If you check that box, then what will happen is after every transmission, it will do in Morse code the station ID that you give it. Now, I usually use my call sign, which is what you're supposed to do. So the next thing you can configure is the station ID, and you put in your call sign. Periodic station ID, you can set it to do a periodic station ID with CW, let's say every 10 minutes. So you would put in 600 for 600 seconds. The Morse code, you put in how many words per minute you want it to put out. So you can do, I think, as little as 5 words per minute and as much as 30 words per minute. Your station ID delay in milliseconds, transmission delay in milliseconds, carrier detect delay, 40 milliseconds. This is all standard things. Minimum message length, 1,000. Now that is a minimum. You can go up to 45 seconds on the SRPT-03 model, and they also have an SRPT-02 model, which I think does 15 seconds, if I remember correctly. You can turn the LEDs off so you can save a little bit of power. You can also have the repeater go into deep sleep mode, you can set it to do this with DTMF codes, if I remember correctly, and wake up with DTMF codes. And then you can also enable debug mode in case you need to have something, have one of the engineers help you debug a problem. And then you save your settings, and that's it. You're all done. Now, up here, you can also set it to upgrade. So you can update if you have a file from the manufacturer to update the firmware in the repeater, and then back to your home page. All right, and that's it. You're done. Those are all your settings, and it's all done over Wi-Fi. Very, very simple, very easy, very robust, by the way. So those are all your settings, and I will be back with my final thoughts on the whole thing. So I just want to reiterate that Red's Engineering was nice enough to send me their FieldLink Edge product, their repeater box, and let me do a complete test and review on this box. They asked me once again for a fair and honest review, which I will be giving you here. So what do I think of this product? Well, I think it's an excellent product. It's well made, and it's built like a tank. I'll be very honest with you. It's you're not going to be able to break this thing very easily. I mean, you probably have to take a sledgehammer to it. And even then, it might take you a couple whacks before you can do anything to it. But anyway, I think the idea behind this is great for SHTF scenarios. I think if you need a repeater to extend your range on the farm or out in the field somewhere, up in the mountains, when you're hiking, camping, whatever, I think this is a terrific idea. And I think that this thing is built well, it's robust, and it's been well designed so you can use a very inexpensive Baofeng UV-5R with extended batteries. The life of the battery on the repeater lasts for days. The battery life for the UV-5R, depending upon how much transmit time, and the UV-5R itself, is usually between a day to 2 days. Mine are 8-watt radios, and mine usually last about a day and a half to 2 days, depending upon how much I actually use them to transmit. Plus also too, you can set the power saving on the UV-5R, something else that you can do. And one last thing I always want to remind everybody is when you do set up one of these radios to work on a Simplex repeater, or any repeater actually, you have to turn off all the beeps and all the voice things. So you want to make sure you do that, because otherwise when it starts talking or beeping, it will set the repeater off, and then it'll go into a continuous loop. And then it'll say battery low or something like that. And then the repeater will put out over the air, battery low, because all it knows is it hears a voice. So make sure you turn off all the beeps and all the voice menu items whenever you configure one of these things. And also test the modulation. Set the volume on this for about 1/4 to 1/2 to start with. If it needs a little bit more modulation, you can always turn it up. If it's a little too high, then it'll start to distort. So that way you know how to adjust these things. This thing is terrific. I have to tell you, I think it's a great idea. I have now 2 of them. One of them I purchased myself, and one that that was given to me by Reds for this review and all the testing I've done. It's easy to operate. It's easy to configure. It's easy to put together, easy to take apart. It takes a very inexpensive radio. You can buy the UV-5R still on Amazon for under $17. The one I have is the 8-watt version. That's just under $20. And they're great radios for what you want to use them for. Now, are there other radios that'll work with this and fit in there? Yes, absolutely there are. Will they work any better than the UV-5R? Very possibly. I found with the Quanshangs and with some of the higher end Baofengs that they have a better clarity and better modulation. I highly recommend that you try several different radios in here to get the one that works the best for you. So what else can I say about this? Well, boy, I'll tell you, I got out just about 3 miles. That's with a Bree AR-771 antenna at my house, and also an AR-771 antenna on an on a UV-5R out at the park. Almost 3 miles. Now, I got to admit, there was a lot of static there. However, it was a reliable communication, and I could understand everything that was said with no problem. So that's great. That's a one-way communication. Well, actually two-way communication, but that's for about a 3 mile distance in one direction. You can just about double that having another UV-5R out in the other direction. So now you've doubled your distance, almost 6 miles. And that's with a HT antenna to HT antenna. If you can get this thing up higher in the air, you'll get a little more distance. And if you can connect it to a base station antenna, or maybe an Edfong J-pole or a Farah J antenna, you can really haul those things way up into the trees. They're so light and so easy to use. You'll get even more distance. So that'll be something that I test in the future. I'll be using one of these FieldLink Edge boxes, or the Extreme Upgrade boxes that I have. And I'll be attaching a Faraday antenna to it and hiking that up into the tree. And we'll see how far we can get with that. So we'll see. You know, there's so many different ways you can go here, so many different things you can test. And then eventually you can also connect a lithium-ion battery to your UV-5R and extend the life of the UV-5R. If you need it to go all weekend without touching it, there are ways you can do that. Baofeng sells an adapter that fits onto the back of your UV-5R, and you can plug it into a cigarette lighter plug, or you can cut the plug off and use the Anderson power poles, and you can connect it to a battery, maybe a 12 amp hour battery, a 30 amp hour battery, whatever, and you can make that whole thing last for an entire weekend, 2 to 3 days easy. So there's a lot of different configurations that we can do. And eventually I will be trying to do some of that, but I've got other priorities right now that I have to deal with. So, but expect that from me in the future. I have it on the list. We're going to be doing that. And eventually, check this one out. I am going to build a box very similar to this repeater box, but I'm going to be adding a small lithium-ion battery and an amplifier. So what you're going to be doing is I'm going to be putting out 30 to 40 watts instead of 5 to 6 watts, or maybe 7 watts. All right, so then we can determine how much power we actually are putting out, and then what kind of distance we really can get with putting that little amplifier in there. So just some fun things that we're going to be able to do with this. Again, these are just things I'm going to be doing in the future. I think that this is a buy. If you are not the handiest person, or you want to buy something pre-manufactured that is literally indestructible and it's going to work for you 100% of the time, all time, every time, this is the perfect repeater box for you. It is small, it's compact, it's built like a tank, and you can do all kinds of things with it. Up on the roof, hiking up it into a tree, doing what I do and putting it up in the higher areas of my home, facing out to the city. There's just tons of different ways and different things that you can do with this. So anyway, I recommend this repeater box to you. Also, I have a coupon for 5% off. It's in the description and the link to this particular video. It'll also be in the short that I'm going to produce. So if you wanted to buy one of these and get 5% off, you can use that coupon. It's good for the rest of the month, and I think maybe into September, if my memory serves me correctly. And so my name is Dave. My call sign is N8DAV. This is Ham Radio Test and Review, saying 73s and so long.